Number one is this, and this is so very important, I just cannot overemphasize it. Once you get point number one, everything else falls in place, and everything else we talk about will make a lot more sense. But we need to realize when we argue with a narcissist, what we are doing is we are pitting the truth against the narcissist ego. It is not the truth or our truth versus their truth or our version versus their version, trying to convince the narcissist that he is wrong or she is wrong. The reason is he or she already knows he or she is wrong. They know that you are right. They don't care. What they are trying to do is, first of all, they're trying to defend or protect their ego, and if possible, they are trying to elevate their ego. So when you engage a narcissist in an argument, all you are doing is you are comparing the truth with the person's ego. And so you never can establish the truth. What we need to realize is the truth is already established, at least between you and the narcissist. Both of you know what's going on. You know what's real. What the narcissist will do is they will take what's real, and we're going to talk about this in a moment, but they will try to distort it. So if you think that winning an argument with a narcissist means establishing the truth so it becomes no more undeniable in this person's mind, forget it. It's already undeniable in the narcissist's mind. He or she, again, already knows what the truth is. So you have two different objectives. Your objective is to establish the truth. It's a waste of time. Again, the truth is already established. What is the objective of a narcissist? To defend or inflate their ego. There's no point in arguing because the outcome is, it's not there. You're never going to establish something that is already established. Number two is this. Narcissists will defend their ego and they will elevate their ego by simply denying the truth. They deny, 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 deny. Once again, I've said this twice before, but they already know what the truth is. They know they took advantage of you. They know that they have abused you. They know that they have hurt you. They know they have wounded you and maybe others. They know they stole from you. You don't have to get in their face and tell them or ask them, why did you steal from me? They already know that they stole from you and why they did it. It was to elevate their ego, to prove that they could get something over on you. You don't need to convince them. They're not going to acquiesce to something that they know is true, because if they do, what's going to happen? Going to wound their ego. They're not going to let that happen. I mean, that is the most devastating thing that could possibly happen to a narcissist, is for him or her to have to concede that they were wrong, because that just damages their ego. That's not going to happen. You can take these people to court if you want to, and they could be found guilty of whatever, but they're never going to admit it. They're always going to insist that they were innocent, no matter how obvious it is with all the evidence stacked against them. They're just not going to do it. Got to keep that in mind. So, the objective of the narcissist then is to see the truth as their enemy, and so they set out to destroy it. The truth to the narcissist is their enemy. It is the truth they're out to destroy. It is the truth that is attacking their ego. It is the truth that is preventing them from presenting this false persona, I should say, this false presentation of who they really are not. Number three is this. As you may have already assumed, and you probably already know, but just for emphasis, is number three, they just flat out lie. They simply lie. Now, there are many ways of lying, by the way. You could just say something that isn't true intentionally. That's lying. But you can also lie by omission. Okay, what you want to do is thinking like a narcissist, if a narcissist actually thinks, but you're thinking like a narcissist, and you want to establish a false misrepresentation of the truth. But you don't want to flat out directly lie about it. So what you do is you tell some of the truth, but you leave out other parts of the truth. Those things that would be damaging to the person's ego, you leave those out. So in so doing, what you are doing as a narcissist, by omitting facts, by omitting details, lying by omission, is you are creating a false perception in the minds of others. So the other person to whom they are speaking, not you, because you already know better, but to the other person to whom they are speaking, now they have in their mind this perception of reality that is not accurate, that is not true. Again, the narcissist knows it's not true, you know it's not true, but all their flying monkeys, all their recruits, all this little army that they're trying to deploy against you, they all actually believe this false scenario, this false narrative that the narcissist has devised expressly to defend his or her ego, and in so doing destroy you. So what are they doing? Well, number 4, they are distorting the truth. That is to say, they are creating confusion. So what is the truth? They don't want you to know. One way to get people to stay away from the truth is confuse their minds. They don't know what is or is not the truth. So, okay, they want to hear both sides of it, but the narcissist will, at least narcissists that I've dealt with, will try to convince others to avoid you. They will convince others that you are dangerous, that you're some kind of a rat, you're a rascal. And if they get anywhere near you, it's going to be potentially very harmful to them. So they will avoid you. If the narcissist is good at it, and many of them are, they will avoid you like the plague. Or like, I can't say that. But they will avoid you. And in so doing, the narcissist has complete control of the narrative. Now, I'm pushing 70 years old, almost there, and one thing I've learned over the decades, well, many things I've learned over the decades, is that the narcissist is not playing fair because they simply can't and defend their ego at the same time. And what I've learned over the decades, I want to share with you because, I've learned a thing or two, and that's one of the reasons I make these videos, is I just want to take my life's experience when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, when I was a young adult or an adult, and I want to share it with you to help you. Whether you're a child, whether you're a teenager, whether you're a young adult, middle-aged adult, older adult like me, I've been there trying to help you out some, based upon what I have learned during my experiences. And what I've experienced is that the narcissists in my life tend to want to confuse the minds of others to the point where they totally avoid you. I can actually name people right now who will not talk. If I see them in the public, they will not acknowledge me. They won't talk to me. If I say hello, they just look the other way. You know why? Because the narcissist has gotten to them and convinced them that I'm some kind of poison water that do so much as even acknowledge my existence will somehow harm them, or somehow unethical or immoral, or maybe it's unspiritual, or it's not, it makes God unhappy if you talk to me. I don't know how they do this. How can people be that gullible? I don't know, but at one time I believe the narcissist, otherwise he or she would not even be involved in my life. So they do it. They get away with it, and we fall for it. So they're trying to confuse us. Number 5 is right now they're trying to validate. And again, it's all about their ego, but their story, their narrative, their false narrative, that lie that they have established in the minds of others. Well, you know what? The more people they can convince to agree with their false narrative, their lie, the more it validates that lie. So all these people are believing that you're the bad guy, and the narcissist, who's really the bad guy, is the good guy. In their minds, that becomes the truth because, well, so many people believe it. And so the narcissist sets out to recruit his flying monkeys, sets out to recruit his agents, or his, my preferred term is narcissist by proxies. Or I guess it would be narcissist by proxy. He's out to recruit them, and they don't know. They're just taking this guy's word for it, or this woman's word for it. And, you know, people believe things. Faith comes by hearing, so they believe what they hear. People don't stop and think that this guy, who is so presentable, who is so charismatic, who is presenting as their dear friend, why would he even lie to me? So they just believe his nonsense. Very frustrating thing to deal with, but I got to tell you, are you listening? Because this is so very important. Please pay attention. Anyone who has ever been abused by a narcissist knows this. And there are many, many, many of them. You are not facing this alone. Now, when I first encountered a narcissist, the thoughts that ran through my mind were, how could it be that, me? Why me? Of all the people in the world, why is it just me? But then as I began to study psychopathy, which led me to begin to study other aspects of psychology, including narcissism, it was a real eye-opener. I mean, it was like just from midnight to the brightness of the noontime sun. What I saw was happening, it wasn't just me. These people are all over the place, and their victims are all over the place. It's not just you. Do you understand that? You've got to get a hold of that. This is not something that is just you. So point number 5 is they validate by getting a majority, or it seems a majority, at least a lot of people, to agree with their lie. Now this is so weird because not even the narcissist believes his own lie. He pretends he does, or she does, but they don't. And obviously I know it's not true, but they're trying to even convince me many times. And they're trying to convince you. That's called gaslighting, by the way. Number 6 is they blame shift. I often refer to blame shifting as flipping. And once again, we've already touched on this a couple times, so we're just going to mention it quickly. But what they do is they present you to others as the individual who is the narcissist. You are the one who is the abuser, and they are the victim. They are the abused. But they take it a step further. Many times, at least some of the narcissists that I have dealt with, and it's not just that they are abused. They're falsely accusing you of abusing them, but they present themselves as the hero who is fighting against them. And so they recruit these flying monkeys into their army to fight against you, the evil one, as they present it. Is this becoming more clear in your mind what's going on here? I certainly hope so. Number 7 is they only care about themselves. They do not care about the truth. Now, this is kind of a reiteration of what we already said, but it's all about their ego. The truth has nothing to do with anything whatsoever. The truth is merely something that they can manipulate, that they can deny, that they can change to defend their ego and to inflate their ego. That's why the truth exists. Number 8 is this. They make it all about them, or all about you rather, and not about them. Let me say that again. Number 8 is they make it all about you and not about them. So they omit the truth. They deny it. They cover it up. They flip it. They distort it. They take portions of the truth and enough of it to give credibility to what they are saying, to their deception, and everything else is either fabricated or it's ignored. That basically is the whole of it. They take a fraction of the truth, they fabricate additions to it, or they ignore parts that could be damaging to their ego, to their persona. That is the last thing they want to do. And I know I've already said this a zillion times, but they want to protect and inflate their ego. So the battleground, and this is so very important, please do not miss this, but the battleground is not in the mind of the narcissist, because that battle's already been won, and it was from day one. That's not the battleground. The battleground is not to convince the narcissist that he's wrong or she's wrong. The battleground is in the minds of others. Now, this is kind of frustrating because sometimes the individuals that the narcissist convinces to hate you, to ignore you, to fight against you, often these are people who not only were once good friends, who saw you in an honest, true, good light, but these are often people that you have helped. These are people who you have done favors for, asking nothing in return. These are people who should know you as a generally good person. Yeah, you got your flaws, we all do. But these people that the narcissist wins over, many of them should know better, but they don't. Can you discount them for doing that? Can you flaw them for doing that? I find it very difficult because when the narcissist was grooming me, when the narcissist was love bombing me, narcissist plural, I didn't know. I was just like they're flying monkeys now. I fell for it. I didn't realize what was going on. I thought this was an honest person because they're just that good. I was sucked in. But now I know better. But the reason I say that is be careful not to find fault with the flying monkeys, because you basically did the same thing, probably. Otherwise, this narcissist would not be in your life in the first place. So they are just where you were maybe a few months, a few years ago, maybe decades ago. Give them time. They may or they may not come around. Many times they never do. I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm perfectly okay with flying monkeys not acknowledging the truth or even being aware of the truth. The reason is because that tells me who my friends never were. I thought they were my friends, but thanks to the narcissist, now I know that, you know what, these people, these flying monkeys, no, they never were my friends. So thank you, narcissist, for getting these people out of my life. Very kind of you. You see those two rectangles on the screen? If you'd like this conversation to continue, we can just keep on talking together. But if not, well, thanks for stopping by, and we will see y'all next time.